will be counted during hand votes will be those of voters who are seated in the hall. Standees will not be counted, so I encourage all standees to find a seat before we take the first vote. All proposed amendments should be presented to me in writing. The only people in the hall at this time should be registered voters of the town of Clinton or people who have been given prior permission by myself to observe the proceedings. Unless I hear an objection, I will dispense with the reading of the warrant, as you all have or will have a copy in front of you soon.
Who's reading?
At this time, we'll proceed with Article 1.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,833 and transfer from the Water and Sewer Enterprise Fund retained earnings the sum of $14,596. Said sums to fund the first year of a 3-year negotiated agreement beginning July 1st, 1999, between the town of Clinton through the Board of Selectmen and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Council, number 93, Local 3720, having been negotiated in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 150E, as amended.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 1 have been made and seconded, dealing with the sum of $14,596 to fund the first year of a negotiated settlement with the Department of Public Works for their raise. This is the first year of a 3-year raise, and if you approve this article, all 3 years of the raise will be appropriated and approved. It amounts to 75 cents per hour per worker for this first year. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Sir.
George McNamara, 112 Flag Street. This would be taken from the sewer. Is that legitimate? Can you take it from the... I'm not disputing the raises or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
At a former town meeting, they depleted all this money out of the sewage, and at another meeting on the town warrant, it was put down that this money was to be used just for sewerage. Is that right, or is that wrong?
Well, I'll find out. Anybody want to go? Mr. Ward.
Yes, the Water and Sewer Enterprise Fund was established according to state law. What that allows is that all the costs for the operation of the Water and Sewer Department will be paid out of the fees that are brought in from the water and sewer fees. Originally, the water and sewer fees used to go to the general fund, and then the salaries of those employees and the expenses for that department would just go in the regular operating budget. Now, all the costs of running the water and sewer system are to be put under a water and sewer enterprise fund, and all the fees that are generated will pay for those costs. So we are dedicating monies from those fees to pay for water employees and the sewer workers and any capital expenses or material or items that will come in connection with that service. Thus, the part of the money is generated from raise and appropriate for the general fund for the workers that are under the DPW, and then money comes out of the water and sewer fund to pay for raises for those employees that are being paid salary from the water and sewer fund presently right now.
So it is for the water department and sewage department. I mean, anybody that has to do with that.
Exactly.
That's where the money is going.
That's right.
Okay.
Any further discussion under Article 1? This article being approved by your Finance Committee will take a vote at this time. Requiring a majority vote. All in favor of Article 1 indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 2.
Mr. Moderator, if I could just make one point of clarification. The $14,000 figure is coming from the water and sewer fund. The $20,000 figure is coming from the general fund. So it is broken up to pay for the percentage based on what employees come from what fund. So the total amount isn't coming from water and sewer, just the $14,000 is coming from water and sewer.
Water Department.
Right, for the water and sewer employees, right, exactly. Thank you.
Article 2.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,357.86 and transfer from the Ambulance Enterprise Fund retained earnings the sum of $2,645. Said sums to fund the first year of a 3-year negotiated agreement beginning July 1st, 1999, between the town of Clinton through the Board of Selectmen and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 3189, having been negotiated in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 150E as amended.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 2 have been made and seconded, dealing with a sum of $20,357 and a transfer from the ambulance fund of $2,645 to negotiate the first year of negotiated contract agreement with your firefighters. This is a 3-year contract. When we ratify this, you ratify all 3 years. The contract raises are for 2%, 4%, and 4% over the life of the contract. Questions, comments, or discussion? There being...
Just one comment, Mr. Moderator. Again, this is a similar article that all the fees that are generated by ambulance runs go into a dedicated fund to run the ambulance service. There is an employee salary that's dedicated. That would be a percentage cost of the fire service for running the ambulance. So part of that salary increase would come from the ambulance fund. Thank you.
We'll take a vote at this time. All in favor of Article 2 indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 3.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $28,671.73. Said sum to the fund the first year of a 3-year negotiated agreement beginning in July 1st, 1999, between the town of Clinton through the Board of Selectmen and the Massachusetts Coalition of Police, Local 151, having been negotiated in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 150E as amended.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 3 have been made and seconded, dealing with the sum of $28,671.73 for the first year of a contract agreement with the Clinton Police Department. This also, as with the fire, is a 2%, 4%, 4% 3-year contract. Questions, comments, or discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 4.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $13,062. Said sum to be used to pay the balance of the fiscal year 2000 blanket insurance premium.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 4, dealing with the sum of $13,062 to pay the balance of a blanket insurance premium for the town for property and casualty insurance. This bill came in after the last town meeting. It was an increase due to the new high school. With the increase in coverage because of the new school, the bill was higher, and the bill came in after the annual town meeting, thus causing this article to be on the warrant for your discussion this evening. Questions, comments, or discussion? There being none, Finance Committee approved. All in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 5.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate or take from available funds the sum of $819.36. Said sum to be expended by the police department for the purpose of paying the following unpaid bills. Dr. Peter P. Kukuko, $637.60. Arbitron Hardware, $181.76.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 5, dealing with unpaid bills of $637.60 and $181.76 for the police department. Again, a situation where the bills came in after the fiscal year closed, bills from the previous year. Thus, they're on your warrant this evening. Unpaid bills require a 9/10 vote for passage. Any questions, comments, or discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate by raising your hand now. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 6.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $11,015, $1,500.20, said sum to be expended by Department of Public Works for the purpose of paying the following unpaid bill. Waste Management Incorporated, $11,015.20.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 6, number made and seconded, $11,015.20 to Waste Management for an unpaid bill. Questions, comments, or discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 7.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $27.50, said sum to be expended by the Board of Selectmen for the purpose of paying the following unpaid bill. Total beverages, $27.50.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 7, dealing with $27.50. Again, a situation where a bill came in after the fiscal year ended. You don't normally put $27.50 bills on the warrant. Finance Committee approved. Questions, comments, or discussion? 9/10 vote required for passage. All in favor, please indicate by raising your hand now. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 8.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $100, said sum to be expended by the Board of Health for the purpose of paying the following unpaid bill. Ron Tedstone, $100.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 8, dealing with an unpaid bill of $100. He is the animal removal officer in town, I believe. Is that correct? And this was a summer bill happening before the fiscal year ended, but after the town meeting. Questions, comments, or discussion? Requiring a 9/10 vote. Finance Committee approved. All in favor indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 9.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $17.64, said sum to be expended by the Council on Aging for the purpose of paying the following unpaid bill. Lincoln Drugs, $17.64.
I'll second that motion.
$17.64 for Lincoln Drug, unpaid bill. Questions, comments, or discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 10.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $26,500, said sum to be expended by the Police Department for the purchase of a new police cruiser.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 10 have been made and seconded, $26,500 for a new police cruiser for the police department. This article bearing the approval of your Finance Committee requires a majority vote for passage. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? There being none, take a vote at this time. All in favor indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. Article number 11.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $12,000, said sum to be expended by the Planning Board for recodification of the zoning bylaws.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 11 have been made and seconded, dealing with the sum of $12,000 to be expended by the Planning Board for the recodification of the zoning bylaws. My interpretation of this is this money would be spent towards a zoning bylaw specialist who would come in and review the zoning bylaws in town and make recommended revisions. Questions, comments, or discussion under Article 11? This article bearing the approval of your Finance Committee. All those in favor indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. The article is passed. Article 12.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $19,660, said sum to be expended by the fire chief for purchase of material, labor, and equipment necessary to repair the gable ends of the Clinton Fire Station and for the replacement of the fire alarm system.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 12, dealing with $19,660 to repair the gable ends of the Clinton Fire Station, which have cracked, and for the replacement of a fire alarm system, which my understanding has been damaged because of water leaking through the crack. Total cost of this is $19,660, and the estimate is $2,400 for the alarm system, and the balance being to repair the cracks and removal thereof. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Sir.
Murray Smith, Ridgefield. I know it's an accident waiting to happen, but I was just wondering, does a taxpayer in Clinton hire a clerk of the works for this work that was done on when they built the fire station? And it's well known that there was lots of engineering problems there. Is any lawsuit or anything ever put against the engineering company, or was anything ever done to correct these problems?
We're talking about the fire station now, right?
The new fire station, right, that
Okay.
we're going to repair now.
When was that built? 84? Okay, the fire station was built in 1984. You may be confusing with the police station, are you?
Were those gables put on in 1904?
1984.
1984.
Right.
Did we have a clerk of the works
I'm
on
sure
the
we
job
did.
at that time?
I'm sure we did, sir. Although I don't know who it was.
Did any legal action taken for that? The engineering, it was an engineering problem, and it
I
was
agree.
well known. Was anything ever done about it?
I agree. Chief Hart.
No answers.
Chief Hart's going to address your question, sir.
If I could, Chief Hart from the Fire Department. This is a problem that originated shortly after the building was built. It's been tossed back and forth to engineers, back to the architect. One of the former town solicitors was involved for a brief time. Hasn't been repaired and brought to fruition. It's getting worse every day. Unfortunately, I think this is an architectural problem, and the architect has passed away since. So to pursue it in the legal field, we may wind up spending as much for the attorneys as we would to repair it. After 15 years, I would say let's move on and get it repaired to eliminate the safety problems. Thank you.
Any further questions, comments, or discussion under Article 12? There being none, this article being Finance Committee approved requires a majority vote for passage. All in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 13.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $20,000, said sum to be expended by the Board of Selectmen for the purchase and installation of a new telephone communication system for the town hall.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 13, dealing with the sum of $20,000 to install and purchase a telephone communication system for the town hall. It's an internal phone system. The one that is in here now it's 15 years old, and the company that has been repairing it has told the town they will no longer be able to do so because they can no longer get parts to do so. Questions, comments, or discussion under Article 13? There being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. Article 14.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $22,000, said sum to be expended by the Department of Public Works for the purchase and installation of a new hydraulic vehicle lift for the road department garage.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 14, excuse me, have been made and seconded dealing with the sum of $22,000 for the purchase for the Department of Public Works to buy a new hydraulic vehicle lift for the road department garage. For those who don't know, the Department of Public Works does most of their own repairs on vehicles that the town owns. And they have been using an old lift, and the insurance company at this time will not certify the existing lift as because of its age, requiring a new lift to be purchased so that insurance can be received for the men doing the work and repairing the trucks. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Finance Committee approved. All in favor indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 15.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $37,213.38 and transfer from Article 11 of the fiscal year 1999 special town meeting the sum of $9,786.62.
Okay. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that you don't have it. You're right. The funding, in order to get these articles written in time for the paper, sometimes the funding sources are not actually put together until the last minute, depending upon where the funding is coming from. This is such an article. And Mr. Akabuchi will read it again carefully and slowly, and maybe you can get it. You do not have it in writing where the funding sources are, but he will read it for you.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $37,213.38 and transfer from Article 11 of the fiscal year 1999 special town meeting the sum of $9,786.62, said sums to be expended by the school committee for the purchase of a new roof and related repairs for the old fire station building, including costs incidental and related.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 15 have been made and seconded, dealing with the sum of $47,000 to be expended by the school committee for the purchase of a new roof and related repairs to what was known as the old fire station building. Questions, comments, or discussion under Article 15? Sir.
My name is Ed Sheridan, Vice Chairman of the School Committee. This article is originally for $47,000. What it is it's to repair the roof of the old fire station because it's in such disrepair that we're told it will not last the winter, and if we do not cap it, that structure is going to be put at risk. What we've done here tonight is transferred the $9,700 some odd dollars that we had left over from the elementary school project. When we fixed the roof on that, we had $9,700 left over. What they're doing is transferring that, subtracting it from the $47,000, so we're asking you for $37,000 some odd to cap that building. And that's where he arrives at these figures, okay? Thank you.
Still under discussion under Article 15. Any further questions, comments, or discussion? This article is Finance Committee approved, requires a majority vote. All those in favor of Article 15, please indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. Article 16.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $33,500, said sum to be used by the police department as a match requirement to a federal grant for Cops and Kids program.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 16, requiring the sum of $33,500 as a matching grant for the Cops and Kids program that has gone on for a number of years in town. This article is Finance Committee approved. Is there any questions, comments, or discussion under the article? There being none. All in favor, please indicate by raising your hand now. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 17.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000, said sum to be placed in an interest-bearing account to be dedicated to the partial funding of the 150th anniversary celebration of the town of Clinton in the year 2000.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 17, dealing with the sum of $25,000 for the 150th anniversary for Clinton that will take place in approximately 6 months. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Finance Committee approved. All in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 18.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to appropriate from the Wetlands Filing Fund the sum of $2,000, said sum to be used for the purchase of a computer and secretarial services for the Conservation Commission.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 18, dealing with the sum of $2,000 for the purchase of a computer and secretarial services for the Conservation Commission. The funding comes from the Wetlands Filing Fund, which is a fund that they collect fees for services that they provide. But by law, you have to approve them spending the money, and that's why this article is on your warrant. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Finance Committee approved. All in favor signify by raising your hand now. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. Article 19.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $65,000, said sum to be transferred to the stabilization fund.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 19, taking $65,000 and placing it into the stabilization account. Questions, comments, or discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Article 20.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to amend the Town of Clinton zoning bylaws to change the zoning district boundaries of the Town of Clinton zoning map with the intent to establish the property commonly known as Danefield from retail to industrial zone.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 20 is just a final zoning change that is required for the approval of the what was known as Danefield transfer over to NIPRO. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Requiring a two-thirds vote for passage. All in favor signify by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. Article 21.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to amend the Town of Clinton zoning bylaws by adding the following new section, 2.9 rate of development.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 21 have been made and seconded, dealing with zoning changes for the Town of Clinton. It is not my intention to bore you by reading this whole article for you, but I will quickly surmise that on section 292, it says that not more than 20 dwelling units shall be issued in each of the 5 full calendar years starting in January 1st. 20 dwelling units being a duplex would be 2 dwelling units. Not more than 20 dwelling units in a given calendar year can be approved. And on 294, section 1, the enlargement, restoration, or reconstruction of dwellings existing on lots would not be applied there. So if you're redoing it or remodeling, you would be exempt from this bylaw, an existing structure, as long as you weren't adding more dwelling units to it. With that, I'll open it up to discussion. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Sir.
Brendan Bailey, 21 James Street, and member of the Finance Committee. I speak on behalf of the Finance Committee and would recommend that Article 21 and Article 22 be tabled until another special town meeting or the annual town meeting so that this can be studied. There are many proposals coming before the board for the future of this community relative to a new school, the possibility of the filtration plant, things that are necessary for the police department, the fire department, to keep the community running. I think that these articles should be looked at so that we do not prevent an expansion of the tax base. If you do this and you put a moratorium on property at this time without knowing what's going to happen in the very near future, you may be cutting out resource to pay for these things. Just in the future, the school articles, we do get 73% now reimbursement for new schools. That could be reduced substantially within 2 or 3 years, where it be a heck of a lot less than 73%. There has to be money available to pay for all of the requests. I think the Finance Committee want to congratulate a few people tonight for coming out and approving the articles that we approve, but we ask you to table these 2 articles, 21 and 22, relative to the zoning law until a little more study can go into it for the best interest of the economy of this town. Thank you.
Mr. Bailey, is that a motion? Mr. Bailey? Mr. Bailey, is that a motion? Motion has been made and seconded to table Article 21. Correct, Article 21, requiring a two-thirds vote for passage. All in favor of tabling Article 21 indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Article 21 is tabled. Article 22. There is a motion to table Article 22, also requiring a two-thirds vote. All in favor of tabling Article 22, raise your hand at this time, please. Thank you. And opposed? Article 22 is tabled. Article 23.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to accept Hillside Avenue as a public way in the town of Clinton.
I'll second that motion.
Article number 23, requesting that Hillside Avenue be accepted as a public way in the town of Clinton. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? Sir.
George McNamara, 112 Flag Street. Can somebody from the DPW address this as to whether it meets all criteria? The street to be accepted. It's supposed to be paved, it's supposed to be sewage.
Well, the street is paved, I believe.
I don't know. That's what I'm at. Can somebody from DPW verify that?
Is there someone here from the DPW who could address that, or we are between directors in that department? I will tell you the street is paved.
It's paved and there is sewage up there.
There is sewage there now. And I think the question here pertains to plowing the street and rubbish removal, is what the question really comes down to, what they're looking for. Yes, it does. Any further questions, comments, or discussion under the article? There being none, all in favor signify by raising your hand. Now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed. Article 24.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to accept the provisions of Section 59A of the Massachusetts General Laws as amended, to authorize the Board of Selectmen to enter into real estate tax payment agreements under the so-called Brownfields Law.
Second that motion.
Article number 24, dealing with real estate tax abatements and the Brownfields Law. What this law deals with, ladies and gentlemen, is oil, hazardous waste material that sometimes comes under the Brownfields Law. This would allow the selectmen to appoint a committee who could therefore work through the Board of Assessors in determining what abatements may be made to those people who own such property and are trying to deal with it. And this is a new state law that would require your approval if you were to accept it. Questions, comments, or discussion under the article? There being none, all in favor indicate by raising your hand now, please. Thank you. And opposed? Thank you. The article is passed unanimously. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being so patient and coming out this evening. We did this in about 35 minutes, and I want to thank you, and have a good evening.
Motion to adjourn?
What's that?
Second.
Meeting is adjourned.
Aye. Dino?
That was quick.
You'd probably do worse than that if they were.